Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope you'll have a wonderful Shabbos. I look forward to seeing everyone who will be here, Young Israel, over Shabbos, especially if you're able to join us tonight for the Community Kabbalah Shabbos Friday night dinner and program. And it'll be a wonderful evening, as it always is. This week's Erev Shabbos video is Torah, sponsored by Dr. David Lieberman. Le'ilui Nishmas, his uncle Shaul ben Avraham al Vasham, who perished in the Israeli army fighting for Eretz Yisrael. His yortzeit will be observed this coming Sunday, the 21st of Kislev. His neshama should have an aliyah. He is in the highest levels of Shemayim, and we thank Dr. Lieberman for the sponsorship. Thank you very much. As always, the Erev Shabbos videos of our Torah and all of the Torah thoughts that it generates is dedicated as a merit for the protection and immediate release or rescue of the hostages that remain in Gaza today, day 441 of their captivity. And also as a merit for all the soldiers who are fighting, their families, and everyone in Israel. This week's Parsha, Parshas VaYeishev, is an incredibly dramatic Parsha. We have the sale of Yosef by his brothers, Yosef, his descent to Egypt, all the events of the house of Potiphar. He is thrown into jail, the dreams of the baker and the butler. And amongst all of these great dramatic events and these large characters and the important decisions and their actions, perhaps one of the most important people that affects the entire outcome, the entire story, is a minor character, unnamed, anonymous, referred to in the Torah only as the Ish, the man, the person. So what am I referring to? Towards the beginning of the Parsha, the brothers have taken the sheep and they're shepherding in Shechem. Yaakov and the family are living in Hebron, and Yaakov asks Yosef, "Will you please go to your brothers and see how they are doing?" And of course, when he reaches them, they will take him, throw him in the pen, eventually sell him. The Torah describes that initially, when Yosef, following his father's instructions, goes to Shechem, he doesn't find them. We will later learn that they're no longer there; they have already left. And Yosef apparently stayed in the Shechem. He was looking around, meandering, trying to find them, and they're nowhere to be seen until Vayimsa'ehu Ish V'nei To'eh Basadah. Someone else finds Yosef. Someone comes over to Yosef, seeing that Yosef seems to be lost. Yosef does not approach this person. Yosef does not find anyone, but this person, some person, finds him. Vayishaleu ha'ish le'mor ma tvakesh. And this person asks Yosef, "What are you looking for?" And he says, "I'm looking for my brothers." Hagida nali efo hemroim. Do you know where they are taking care of the sheep? Vayomer ha'ish. And this man, the person, says again, "I heard them say, Nelcha Dotaina, we are going to Dotan." And Yosef goes, meets the brothers, they take him, and the story continues. In other words, initially Yosef didn't find them. If that person wasn't there at that moment, Yosef would have returned home, and perhaps Yosef would have never been sold. In the entire Parsha, the entire Torah, the destiny of the Jewish people would have been different. But it wasn't. It only happened because that person was there at that moment. Who was that person? The Ibn Ezra comments, Derech Hapshat, Echad Me'ovri Darech. It was just a random person. The reason why the person is unnamed because there is nothing special about the person. It was a coincidence. The person just happened to be there. Ibn Ezra intentionally is trying to offer a different interpretation than the Medrash which Rashi quotes, which says that who was this Ish? It was an angel that Hashem had sent to direct Yosef to make sure that he would meet his brothers and the events would unfold as Hashem desired and planned. There was an aspect of divine providence to make sure that things would happen the way Hashem wanted them to happen. And of course, these two interpretations are not contradictory. We can understand that it was an actual human being, but the reason why Hashem put that person there was because of divine providence, and in that way, the person was an angel. Indeed, that's what the Ramban says. Hashem organized and prepared and coordinated and orchestrated that someone should be there to show him the way. That's what our sages mean when they say, these men, malachim, were angels. Ramban refers to that as in plural. The Medrash says that there are three angels here, because Vayimsa'ehu Ish, the man found him. Vayishaleu Ish, the man asked, "What are you looking for?" Vayomer Ish, and the man said, "I heard they went to Dotan." It was a miracle that there was someone there in that exact moment. And it was a miracle that that person was interested in Yosef and didn't ignore him and inquired and asked, "What are you looking for?" And it was another miracle of divine providence that the person had heard the brothers, had been there earlier, and knew where to point Yosef. In the moment, it looked like just a person. It was a random person that doesn't even deserve to have their name mentioned in the Torah. But after the fact, we can look back and see that it was the hand of Hashem, it was divine providence guiding the events, and it truly was an angel. How do we strengthen our Emuna, our belief in Hashem, our belief in Hashem's divine providence, Hashgacha Pratis? One way is to reflect on the past. In the present, we cannot always, perhaps most of the time, sense the divine providence as it is directing events. But hopefully, we all have the ability to look in the past, whether it is past events in our lives, critical moments when we either made a decision or something happened or someone else did something that affects us, that affected events into the future, perhaps changed the course of our lives, hopefully for the better. Or we can look into the past, reflect on the past of Jewish history, recent history, history from longer ago, that at the time, the people that were involved in those events could not understand their significance or how they would be important and how Hashem was having Jewish history and Jewish destiny play out. And if we can look back in the past and find those moments when we made a decision or again something happened which sent our life on a certain path and now see in those events Hashem's hand, we can see the angels that Hashem sent that directed our lives in a certain direction. It helps us strengthen the sense within us that there is someone watching, that He does sometimes send angels, that there is divine providence, and then we can feel that now, even if we don't know the direction it's sending us. We can know now also there is someone watching, there is a plan. Even if right now we don't understand, we feel stuck, but we can look back in the past and realize events played out in ways that we would have never imagined, and so too will be into the future. In the present, we just see people, but in the past, we can look back and see angels, and we thank those angels, but we thank Hashem, the one who sent them. May we all have the ability to meditate, to consider, to contemplate, to see Hashem's hand in the past, and may that help us feel and see Hashem's presence in the future and in the moment right now. Everyone should have a good Shabbos and Shabbat Shalom.